Hi, I'd like to talk to you today about finding the best attorney for you. The reason it's important, it makes a difference in the outcome of your case. Every lawyer is different, and it's very important that you're comfortable with the attorney. I'd like to go over some tips with you on how to find the best attorney for your case. The first thing is, if you already know an attorney, go to that attorney first. If they don't do the type of law that you need, then that attorney certainly can refer you to another attorney. A referral from a friend is a great place to start. You can get a lot more information from your friend about the attorney and the services that that attorney provides, as well as the personality of that attorney, whether that attorney did a great job for them, and if they're generally satisfied with that attorney. And if you don't have either one of those, then the other place you can go is the South Carolina Bar Association. The attorneys that are on that service actually sign up for it, so you're not going to get access to every attorney that's local to you or that may be available. The attorneys on the list offer a reduced consultation fee, and that's governed by the Bar Association. That gives folks who do not have a lot of money for a consultation to use an attorney on that list so that they can get a reduced rate and be able to get the questions answered that they need. Another good place to find an attorney is, of course, the Yellow Pages. The interesting thing about the Yellow Pages is that there is a pecking order that a lot of people are not aware of. The first big ads that you see there are lawyers who have been advertising in that book the longest. The ones who are later in the book have been advertising the shortest. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that they've been practicing less time. It just means they've been advertising for a longer period of time. It's a good place to go to look for an attorney specific to the type of case you have. So it's a great way to narrow down the attorneys who can do the type of law that you need. Another good place to search for an attorney is online. Of course, that's the modern way to search for things. This is a great place to go because you can get a lot of information about the attorney in terms of reviews by other folks who have used that attorney. There's actually what we call a peer review. This is where other attorneys rate their colleagues. So there are directories and online services that will tell you a lot more about the attorney as opposed to just looking in the Yellow Pages. The other thing that you can do is you can find out if they have a website. You can get a lot of information about the attorney by looking at their website. You can see what kind of law they practice, if there are other attorneys working in the firm. Sometimes you can get some biographical information about the attorney, learn how long they've been practicing, where they graduated from, if they're involved in their community, find out what the hours are, what types of payment options are available from that attorney. A lot of times you can also make an appointment on their website. For instance, on my website, put in a date and time that you would like to come in and visit with me. That information is sent directly to my secretary, who reviews it the next morning and immediately calls you to confirm your appointment. So it's very convenient. If you can't get to an attorney during the normal business hours but want to make an appointment, you can actually do that online in certain cases. If you've been charged with a crime, if you've been arrested, you're going to find almost immediately in your mailbox several letters from different attorneys locally to you. The interesting thing about these letters is that you're not going to get one from every attorney who is qualified to represent you. You're only going to get letters from attorneys who are actively seeking your business. Now, those letters must contain information that lets you know on the front of the envelope as well as inside the envelope that they are actively seeking your business by advertising directly to you. The good thing about receiving the letters is that you can quickly compare one attorney to the next. So I personally would recommend that you start with the referral of a friend, a neighbor, or a coworker, that you do an online search, or that you go to the Yellow Pages. Those would be the top 3 places that I would start in looking for an attorney. After you've decided which attorney you want to meet with, you're going to call their office and make an appointment. There are certain observations that you need to make. The first thing is whenever you make that telephone call. What kind of response do you get from the staff whenever you call in? Do they seem pleasant? Are they polite? Are they interested in your case and interested in you and willing to be helpful to you? Or are they just the opposite? Do they seem annoyed that you called? Do they sound too busy to talk to you? These are impressions, and you need to pay attention to these impressions because they're clues as to what type of attorney you're dealing with. Now, after you've made the call and you made the appointment, there's certain things you should be looking for upon your arrival. One of the things you want to notice whenever you arrive at the office is to notice if it is clean, if it's organized, or if it's in disarray. So if you arrive and the office does not seem like it is at least orderly and organized, you may want to reconsider whether you want to stay for that consultation appointment or not. After you arrive there, you also want to see how the staff treats you. First of all, was there someone there to greet you when you walked in the door? How did that person greet you? Were they happy and pleased to see you, willing to help you, and professional in their demeanor? Did they seem like they were annoyed that you arrived? Was there anyone at the desk at all whenever you arrived? These are first impressions that you need to pay attention to. Another thing that you'll want to observe is just how you're handled from the beginning to the end. Was the staff professional in treating you? Was the attorney professional in treating you? Did the lawyer make you feel comfortable? Did you feel at ease whenever you met the attorney? The qualifications of the attorney are important, but remember, at the end of the day, it's the personality that matters as well. You may be involved in litigation for a long period of time, and you're going to be involved with this attorney, so make sure you like them too. Now, after you've made a selection as to which attorney that you want to have a consultation with, when you get there, there are certain things you need to ask the attorney. This ensures that you're in the right place and that you're selecting the correct attorney. The first thing you want to ask is, how long have you been an attorney? Now, granted, you may have this information by your online search if that's where you got the information about the attorney to start with. However, it doesn't hurt to ask, how long have you been practicing law? Now, you may not necessarily need an attorney who's had many years of experience. So just because the attorney has not been practicing very long does not mean that you should not use them. The next question you want to ask them if they've ever handled a case such as yours. So if you are there for an automobile accident, you don't want to be sitting in a divorce attorney's office. If you're there for a divorce, you don't want to be sitting in a criminal attorney's office. You want to make sure that you go to the attorney who actually has experience in the area that you need. If you feel that it's a unique type of case, you most assuredly want to ask that question. You want to make sure that the attorney has experience in doing what it is that you need help with. Another question that you want to ask is, who will be handling my case? If you're at a solo practitioner's office, then it's most likely that the attorney that you're speaking to will actually be handling your case. However, if you're in an office that's much larger where they have several attorneys, then it may not be the attorney that you're speaking to that will actually handle your case. So it's important for you to know who's going to actually be working on your case. So ask that question, are you the one that's going to be handling my case? If they indicate to you that it's most likely going to be an associate, then ask to meet that associate. Because remember, personalities are important too. You want to feel comfortable with your attorney. So if it's not going to be the one you're talking to that's handling your case, then you want to make sure you have an opportunity to meet the one who is. Now, whenever you actually get to meet the lawyer at the consultation, there are several things that you'll want to observe about the attorney. The first thing is, does the attorney make eye contact with you? The other thing you want to observe about your attorney is if they are professionally dressed. If your attorney is not wearing a suit, that's okay. All you want to do is just make sure that they are at least well groomed. Some other things that you want to observe about the attorney. Do they appear to be interested in your case? Do they also appear to care about your case and the things that are important to you? Do they answer your questions directly? Make sure whenever you ask a question that you get an answer to your question. Has the attorney developed a strategy to help you? Have they explained to you what the strengths of your case are? Have they explained to you what the weaknesses of your case are? Whether you have a case or not, whether you need an attorney or not, and what they can do specifically to help you. After you retain your attorney, hopefully you will feel a sense of relief, that you feel that this attorney has taken the burden of your litigation and that you don't have to worry about it anymore. So you should feel secure and that your attorney is going to represent you diligently and aggressively. You should also feel confident that you've given the right attorney your legal case and you can walk out of there feeling relieved.